for CNN, high above Toronto, and we're going to be featuring two of the Area 2 artists, David Bowie and Tiesto. So stick around for our Area 2 special on the Music Room.
That's right, Moby. And now we're gonna start the show off by looking why we're all here at Area 2.
It's time to start.
Ready, go.
Hey, this is Ash.
I'm DJ Tiesto.
I'm DJ Carl Cox.
Moby and I have known each other since the mid-90s, I think, when he was a punk, when he was doing that punk music.
David Bowie is my favorite musician of all time. One of the first records I ever bought was Changes One Bowie, and he's probably had more influence on me as a musician than anybody else I can think of.
And he just came up, he said, look, I'm doing the next Area 2 tour, and your album's coming out that particular time, and would you want to do the tour? It'd be great to have you, blah, blah, blah. This is from the new album, Heathen. The new album. Hot, isn't it? It's been a wonderful tour. I find it's not that different from the European way of doing festivals.
The thing that always impressed me about festivals in Europe is they're really eclectic and diverse and interesting. Sort of constantly entertaining and dynamic and passionate. And that way I enjoy it more, and hopefully the people in the audience will enjoy it more.
It just feels like a day out. You spend your money and your lies in the heat, and you hear some interesting music. And you tend to find that once audiences get into the idea of those kinds of festivals, they get a lot more open-minded about what it is they're listening to. And, they'll start digging things just because they're good, not necessarily because it's, oh, that's my thing, you know.
So that was a little sampler of our Area 2 festival, and now I'd like to introduce my favorite musician of all time and the headliner of Area 2, Mr. David Bowie.
Thanks, Moby. It's great being on this tour with you, the Area 2 tour, but right now we're going to have The 10 from Canada.
I'm DJ Carl Cox here for the Music Room at Area 2. One of the highlights here, David Bowie. We're going to try and see if the Blue Man Group can find him.
Well, if I knew quite what my approach was, I'd be able to tell you.
These are the days, these are the strangest of all.
It had been made as a decision quite some time ago that I'd do another album with Tony Visconti, who has worked with me on some, I think, probably some of my best things from the past, like the Low album, Heroes.
I wish you could swim.
Scary Monsters.
Ashes to ashes, back to blanket. We know Major Tom's a junkie.
Even Young Americans who worked on that. But I wasn't too happy about the idea of sifting through the past. So for me, it became very important to create a lot of really strong songs before we went into the proceedings.
Nothing remains. We could run when the rain slows.
These songs really feel good to interpret on stage, which is pretty much all I do now on stage. Don't even wear funny clothes anymore. This is from the new album, Heathen.
Sitting wishing on the ceiling floor, just wishing that I had just something you wore.
The kind of work that an artist like myself does needs a producer who really has an empathy with the work.
You take off your dress and send it to me.
The other main criteria that a producer should find in himself is to be able to encourage the artist to be uninhibited about all the little ideas that he may or may not have, and hopefully will develop during the course of recording.
There's fear overhead. There's fear overground. So
I'm more of an album person than a single person, so I'm really not too hip to singles and how they work and all that. But apparently there's a single coming out from this album, and it's a song called Everyone Says Hi.
everyone says hi. Everyone says don't stay in a sad place where they don't care how you are. Everyone says hi.
I like that song. It's a simple melody, and presumably if there's a radio station that still plays guys my age, it'll get on there. Otherwise, the album is doing pretty good by word of mouth.
Like this, leading us on and on and on. Like this, turning us round and round and upside down.
I was really bemused when I understood it's been nominated for a Mercury Prize and all that this year. So I'm down there playing in the toddler's pool, so to speak. Everyone else is about 12 and a half years old, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Thank you very much. Then we come back up through to an album called Low. There's a track from that album. This one's called Breaking Glass.
Being married kind of means that we don't, I guess I don't travel as much as I used to. Because a lot of the traveling was just finding myself, I expect.
Such a wonderful person, but you got problems.
These days, we're pretty content being in New York. We live there. And then secondly, having a new child really refocuses just about everything, you know, because you start looking at the future through her eyes as much as your own.
We do a bunch of things from different decades, going back, you know, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s.
If you're bright enough to take an interest in life, you're going to be an interesting person, whether you're 100 years old or 15 years old. And if you're just a dumb thing, you're not going to be of interest to anybody. It doesn't matter how young you are, and at 100, everybody will have lost interest anyway. I think you have to keep reading books, going out, seeing what's happening, listening to things, talking it up with people who know something about something. You just have to be a continuing part of what's going on, you know. No, I enjoyed that. It's one of the motors that drives me along. I like kind of being. Man. Ashes and ashes, funk to funky, major tom to junkie, starting on the heaven's high, and old time love.
Keep looking, guys. Coming up next, DJ Tiesto, one of my good friends from the Netherlands, playing right here at Area 2.
The music.
Hi, once again, I'm Moby, and you've been on the Music Room, or in the Music Room, and coming to you from Area 2 with David Bowie and Tiesto and a whole bunch of other people. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Moby. It's great being on this tour with you.
Well, thanks, Moby.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Moby, and we'll see y'all later.
I'm off for a swim.
Toyota.